Well, November marks Financial Literacy Month in Canada. Today, the president of the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education is in town as part of a panel. The CFEE or CFE team works hard to promote and assist enhanced career development capability, also financial capability, and economic capability and enterprise capability as well among all Canadians. Gary Rabior is the president, and he joins us now at the red table for a talk about money as we welcome Gary in. And do you say Happy Financial Literacy Month, Gary? Is that how you
can do? A lot of people do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. I know sometimes people have trouble talking about politics around the supper table. Talking about money these days, is it still kind of a taboo topic?
I think we're breaking through the barriers, actually, in a whole host of areas. Certainly in the schools, a lot more is being done, and efforts are underway to put more curriculum into the schools to get teachers better prepared. Certainly Nova Scotia is doing some work, and we're working with the Department of Education here in Nova Scotia, which, quite honestly, is doing a lot of innovative work and learning. I mean, I'm quite impressed with what the people who lead education in Nova Scotia are trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we work with seniors, we work with newcomers, we work with parents. The need to help people better prepare for managing their financial affairs, and also to try and get some people back behind that stress line or not to cross over that stress line is really what we're trying to do, especially in our work with young people, to manage their lives in a way that they don't get into that zone, which is something so many people are experiencing but didn't want to be there, don't want to be there.
Well, it's one of those real world things when you graduate from high school and things, because a lot of times I know when I was in high school, how to manage your finances was never taught. Is it taught today?
Well, it is, and increasingly it's being integrated. In some cases, they're doing courses. Ontario's just made a compulsory component in financial literacy.
No way.
Quebec has a compulsory course, and Saskatchewan's just developed 2 new courses. We're talking with Nova Scotia about the different ways in which they're integrating it into their programs as well.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of new efforts recognizing, and there've been a lot of factors triggering that. I think just the recognition that so many people have moved into areas of stress, but also the relationship that we're finding between financial health and well-being and mental health and well-being. And there's a lot of research going on around the world today that shows prolonged periods of financial stress and anxiety are actually manifesting themselves in mental problems and challenges for people as well. So all these kinds of efforts to just deal with money in a better way that people can manage it more effectively.
Give us a couple tips about how you could manage that to kind of reduce some of that stress.
Well, basically, one of the things that we certainly advocate for young people, and it's interesting because people often ask, what's the most important things to teach our kids about money?
Yeah.
And I say it's self-efficacy. It's a concept where even starting a young age, 4, 3, whatever, you can teach a young child that they can set a goal and they have the power to achieve it.
I've got a 4-year-old son, so
we'll see if they wanted something, or
coach me up.
a little something that they would like to do and save towards or work towards or do something that there's some effort that they really have something they would like.
Yeah.
And they make the trade-offs, they look into the future, they recognize that's where they're heading, and they achieve it, then it fuels that feeling in themselves that I can set a goal and I can actually achieve it. And if we fuel that within our young people, then over time, a lot of what you hope for in terms of financial behavior will actually result, because they will set goals for themselves. They will put a plan together. They will budget. The second thing I advocate for teaching kids is that every financial decision entails a trade-off and giving up something today or in the future. And so for those who are like you, or we have a new publication, actually a revised publication, over 500,000 copies.
Money and Youth is the name of that.
Yeah.
From the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education.
And our partner, IG Wealth Management, has enabled us to put over 500,000 copies in schools and homes across the country.
No way, hey?
It's a brand new version of the book. There's a accompanying website with all different modules that parents and teachers can go to, moneyandyouth.com.
Look at that, career planning, some suggestions to consider.
That's right. Basically, we start the financial education with how you get money. Because a lot of times it's what you do with your money once you've got it.
Yeah.
But one of the key challenges for young people today is actually to find and navigate their way to a career that is a sustainable source of income for them. And one of the biggest challenges we have in Canada right now is that there's so much change going on in the world of work and the skills that employers need. And a lot of that information is a challenge to get to young people as they make their education, training, and career choices. And one of the biggest fears employers in Canada have affecting their future growth and prosperity is having the talent and skills they require. And so what we have to do, I think, is get better information to our young people to help navigate their career choices to fit with the opportunities that are going to be there, because they're going to be extraordinary for those that are prepared for it.
We have about 30 seconds left. Away from the money and youth for a second. You're in town as part of a panel on pensions, are you not?
On pension managers, yes, and I think the interest in financial education is very broad, and it goes, as I mentioned, to senior workshops that we do, newcomer workshops, and this one is for people who work with people who in terms of their pensions and trying to help Canadians better prepare for their retirement years. A lot more responsibilities put on the backs of Canadians these days about managing their own future funds, and they haven't necessarily, and certainly in most cases, have not been trained to do that. So these are the folk that are also looking to do more to help financial literacy and help people better prepare for those future years.
Okay, you're never too young or old, I guess, to learn more about
true.
financial literacy. That's for sure. Well, it is Financial Literacy Month, so you can find out more information on your website, I assume, CFEE.
You can at cfee.org.
Okay, cfee.org. There's Gary Rabior, the president of the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education. I got some reading to do.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You want that Lego
Happy
boy?
Financial Literacy Month.
You want that Lego boy? You better save up.